How are you doing?
I'm good. How was your weekend?
It was an educational weekend for me.
What'd you do?
Well, first I led a yoga teacher training online.
Oh my goodness.
And then I took a class for my license for brain trauma and GI health.
Oh my
It was so
You
interesting.
do everything.
Yeah, but I tell you what was interesting. It was relating how constipation
Right.
can relate to Parkinson's.
Are you serious? What do you mean?
Because of a nerve called your vagus nerve.
Okay.
So if you're constipated, it travels up the vagus nerve and can cause neuroinflammation.
Oh my, so you're saying that the result of constipation?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the studies are showing that they're relating those two together.
That is very scary.
I know, right?
I know a lot of people who are constipated.
We got some tea for them.
Yay! Yes, we do. Matter of fact, I gotta admit, I'm a little bit buzzed. We were trying out some of my newest creation backstage, the menopause tea, and I literally feel a buzz. Isn't that crazy?
Because she's so calm.
It doesn't take much for me to get a buzz either going up or down, but I'm gonna do my best to stay awake
That's
right now.
gonna be scary.
That is, really.
Well, how was your weekend?
It was good. I have my grandbaby this weekend,
Aw.
so she's always a lot of fun. We did a little bit of gardening, just a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I also, I have to show you later, but we did our own version of commercials. My husband and I have to do, we have to do commercials or ads for the business.
Okay.
So that was fun, I said, just show my hands, and then he had me go take my nail polish off because I forgot it was all chipping. But other than that, I'm trying to remember. The weekends go by so
The day goes by fast.
Oh,
It's like
my
as soon as
Lord.
you get in bed, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
the day is done already?
It's gone.
Where did it go?
Really makes me crazy. But I'm thinking that we're gonna have a good show today. Definitely.
Oh.
You didn't know anything about hypnotism?
I have absolutely no clue about
Well,
it.
let me tell you from firsthand experience. I've been hypnotized a few times. Okay, wasn't scary. You stay awake. You really do. But to me, the reason I know it works is because I smoked for like 18 years. I tried the patch. I tried drugs. Everything. Nothing worked. Except for hypnotism. I walked out of there never wanting to smoke again.
Really?
So that's how I know it really works.
I think I've always been kind of fearful.
Yeah.
Because I'm
I
like,
did
wait.
not bark like a dog.
No, it's like, do you lose control as someone else? It's like, am I a little puppet and they can say anything?
Exactly.
And,
That is, I think, probably the most general fear.
Right.
And most people, this is going to be a good education for folks who maybe have been thinking about doing it. Because I really want to do it again to say, make me exercise. Like, can you make me want to exercise 5 times a week? Because if so, I'm there.
can it make you smarter?
Yeah,
Can she put you under and you're like, oh,
Can you make me like math? I would love to like math, but I don't. Okay, so
Because I know some people that would definitely like it for anxiety.
oh, that's me. Hello. Right? Or just to chill, just to be a little. You're right. So anxiety would be good. I think they do. A lot of corporations actually employ hypnotism.
Really?
So that should be something. When do you think we should bring her up?
Well,
I think she got a lot to say.
I think she does. and she got some tea, so I don't know if it's going to make her chill.
Right. And we'll have some more if you guys want. I brought uppers and downers, okay? So
What kind of show is this?
but it's all legal, though.
I'm so confused.
I am straight up legal, okay? So the uppers basically is black tea with liver caffeine. But
Now,
the downers,
let me ask you this. What is the benefit of black tea?
black tea still has a lot of antioxidants. Every tea is full of antioxidants. Something
Okay.
called catechins. I never say it right. But any kind of tea, they literally is one of the healthiest drinks in the world.
So
as long
black
as it's
tea-
organic.
Black tea, green tea? 'Cause I
Black
hear a
green
lot of
tea
green tea.
is the most healthy, and that's
okay.
that's where we started. So my initial 2 teas were green, but I wanted to include a lot of people, so I got herbals and black as well. And herbal teas are nothing but herbs, and there's really no tea in it. It's just herbs and fruit.
Well, you know what it sounds like. We're going to have a tea day.
We're gonna have a tea party.
We're gonna have a
yes,
tea
we
party.
are, and
Uh-huh.
I would love to do that anyway.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
fun.
so if we feel like we need to do some tasting, we'll do some tasting. I want Oscar to try the menopause tea. I am so curious to see what it does to him.
It's going to make him really chill.
You might start salsa dancing, right? Because it makes you happy. It's all about making you happy. And so,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So look out for an herbal lesson on teas.
Right. We are going to do a tea lesson. Absolutely.
Antioxidant tea day.
Yeah. And green tea, and the other thing about green tea, it really does help you lose weight. And that's the beauty about it, is because it speeds up your metabolism. Yeah, so it's really good. And a lot of people can drink green tea at night, even though it has a little bit of caffeine. The L-theanine relaxes you so much that you can still go to sleep on green tea.
Well, I think I'm gonna start amping up my green tea.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you. I got some for you with the ginger in it.
I'm gonna swing by your house and
come
pick
on
some
over,
up.
girl. Bring it.
I'm not gonna wait.
We're gonna have a tea. You don't have to wait for delivery.
Thank you.
You have a family deal.
I'm gonna come give me some tea. I need some tea in my world.
Yeah, you're gonna like it. I think so.
Well, I guess we'll take a little moment, a little break, so we can bring up our hypnotist, and she'll school us.
Yeah, she's gonna show us what can and cannot be done through hypnotism.
Nice.
You can't get a man, I don't think.
Oh man.
Oh, maybe you can. Okay, I stand corrected. Shoot, all right.
That's a whole nother show.
That's a whole nother show. All right. So we'll be back in a minute or two. What do you think?
Sounds like a winner to me.
All right, guys, hang on. Hang on to your hats. You're about to get schooled. All right, see you in a minute.
This is former Rocket Robert Reed.
This is Mel Jewell of Athletes United.
And we want to talk to you of our new program and podcast. We're talking about former athletes who are doing a lot of things in the community.
Various athletes in various sports. Swimming, track, soccer, football, baseball, you name it.
Former and current athletes here in the greater Houston area.
All promoting wellness, health. All promoting that which makes us all better.
Of Edge Radio, truth still matters.
Chiropractic Clinic. The nervous system controls the function of every cell in our body, and as such, it controls every aspect of our lives. This is why maintaining a properly functioning nervous system is essential to a normal, healthy life. Because of its focus on the nervous system, chiropractic care can be a very important part of a wellness lifestyle. By restoring the integrity of the spine and nervous system with a safe and natural method of care, your doctor of chiropractic can help you live a more healthy, productive, and happy life. For the health of it, visit us at 1302 North Shepherd in the Heights, or visit our website, HoustonChiroClinic.com, or call us at 713-868-6166. 713-868-6166.
1540 AM and 101.7 FM. Edge Radio.
Business owners, thought leaders, when you're ready to connect with new customers, your radio station has the edge you need to succeed. Call 281-744-0446. For more information, call 281-744-0446.
Are you ready to be pushed over the edge? Edge Radio, coming soon to 1540 AM and 101.7 FM Houston, Pasadena, Clear Lake, Galveston.
Our business is helping your business from Galveston to Houston and beyond. 1540 KGBC.
Well, give us a call. 281-744-0446. 281-744-0446. Been feeling a little edgy lately? Listen to Edge Radio. That'll push you over the top. 1540 AM and 101.7 FM.
Advertising doesn't cost you money, it makes you money.
Well, give us a call. 281-744-0446. 281-744-0446.
Just to get by.
Well, welcome back. So today we have our hypnotist, Miss Robin Roberts. That's like I'm between two Robins.
That's kind of scary.
Here we are in the mess. I don't know, it's real scary. So she is a certified consulting hypnotist.
I am.
And see, you've been working with people for over 12 years.
I have.
That's some time.
Yes.
So you do hypnotist, neuro-linguistic programming.
Neuro-linguistic programming
and emotional freedom technique.
Yes, tapping.
And I've heard of tapping.
Yep.
I'm going to talk more about that. And she's worked with 100 of people, even for weight loss, to stop smoking. She changed careers to sleep better. And that's just to name a few things, to end bad habits and to develop positive new habits.
And maybe find a man.
I
heard you talking about that.
Yeah, you're going to be the most popular woman in America.
Well, I love it. Weight loss and
find a man.
And then you do this virtual gastric band program.
Oh, yes.
So we have a lot to talk about. Before we get into that, what caused you to get on the path of being a hypnotist?
My brother. My brother.
That's a great question.
My brother was doing magic for fun and decided to add hypnosis to it, and he just did shows for fun, like he did the Vermont County Fair kind of situation. And he knew I had a little theatrical leaning and said, hey, you should do this so you could make some extra money. However, when I trained and did not go into the show business piece of it to start with. I didn't do my first show for 3 years. Okay. I started working with people to help them change their mind about whatever it is they wanted to change their mind about, because that's what it all boils down to. So that's how I got into it, and I love it. But the very first time I ever was hypnotized myself, I was in college. And I was at a bar, and
that's the place to get hit.
Yada yada yada. We got her.
Oh no! But I was, this is back in the day. I'm giving it all away, people, because now, you're 18 when you could drink back then.
Okay.
And I was up on stage. I was one of the people who was hypnotized, and at the end I went to him and I said, I wasn't hypnotized. I just wanted to let you know that I wasn't hypnotized. And he said, really? Well, tell me, how long were you up on stage? I said, well, maybe 20 minutes. And he said, try an hour and 20 minutes.
Wow.
So that was my real first introduction to hypnosis, and it was really fascinating. And then to come full circle all those years later and to become a consulting hypnotist was quite the career change, but
so,
pretty cool.
What is the consulting part? What does that mean? Do you teach other people how to become hypnotists?
No, this is the designation that the National Guild of Hypnotists gives you when you have studied and passed
the exam.
It's
a certified.
So it's a certification.
Consulting hypnotist.
So in order to become a hypnotist, there's a certification?
Yes, and that is through the National Guild. That is the best way to get your credentials. Unfortunately, there are probably other ways to do that.
Online. That always the online diploma.
Hey, come for an 8-hour class. You two are now a hypnotist.
No, that's the scary part, right?
Yes. So in fact, let me say that if you want to find a hypnotist, you really need to ask about credentials.
Absolutely.
Because there are people who did the quickie, especially these days online.
Right.
4 hours, you're
and that's for everything, right?
That's true.
Yes.
So now that's interesting when you talked that you were on the stage and you didn't know. So that's the...
Well, I did know.
Uh-huh.
This is the interesting part, and this is the really kind of mind-bending piece of hypnosis, is that there is no sense of time. You lose your sense of time. Because when you are in hypnosis, you are no longer in your conscious mind, you're in your subconscious mind. But the mind that wears the watch That is the conscious mind. So if I'm not in my conscious mind, my sense of time is distorted. So while I can tell you, I mean, I remember him, okay, little story, a little funny story.
Okay.
So he said, "Oh, ladies, you had this lovely jewel in your navel, and how did you get this jewel?" And so he was looking, and I can say this now from the stage hypnotist point of view, he wanted a story, he wanted something fantastical.
Right.
And he said to me, "What do you have in your," I was like, "A diamond? Like, what are you?" Of course it's a diamond. And he said, this is why words are important. Instead of saying who gave it to you, he said, "Where did that come from?" To which I went, "South Africa?"
Oh, wow.
And he went, "Sleep!" Because I wasn't funny. But I remember him telling me to sleep. I remember sitting on the chair. I remember the young lady who he told her she lost her backside, so she cried.
Wow.
So I remember all that, but you see, I didn't have a sense of time. And that is why I thought it was 20 minutes when it was actually an hour, 20 minutes. But I was not unconscious. See, that's the mind-bending piece of it. And for people who are trying to understand it, let me give you an everyday example. You go to the movies, like the real movies, like not in your house. And you walk in at 7 o'clock on a summer evening, and you watch your 2.5-hour movie. It's a great movie, you love this movie. And then you walk back out of that theater at 9:30 at night, and you go and open that outside door, and you go, "Whoa, it's dark." Now, come on. You know you spent 2.5 hours in there. You know it was going to be dark, but you're still startled. And that is this tension, really, between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. You know what you know, but here's what I'm experiencing.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Now I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it possible to make someone do something that they don't want to do through hypnotism?
No. Did I say no?
That is the best news ever.
Well, and it is, because that is the very common fear that most people
That is
have.
the biggest fear.
That the hypnotist is controlling the person, and nothing could be further from the truth. Actually, what we're doing is, hypnosis is just focused concentration. That's all it is. You read a book, you get lost in a book or a movie, you are in hypnosis. See, people don't label it like that, but you're in hypnosis. So if you were watching a movie and I came and whispered in your ear, "Give me all your money," you wouldn't do it. You would be like, "What? Now you just ruined the movie for me." Because I was like, and you would pop out just that fast. Because you have these deep-seated beliefs that you live by. And someone cannot come along and ask you to go against your personal deep-seated beliefs.
That's good.
So when we look at meditation,
Yes.
and in meditation we go to the subconscious, and then we do different brain waves. That's we're going to the gamma, the beta, the theta. So is that also what goes on with hypnosis?
Absolutely. When I'm working with a client and where we want them. So let's review for people who, and it used to be me, get confused about the brain waves. So we're in beta. We're talking right now, we're in beta. When you're in deep, deep sleep, that's delta. In between, you go from beta to alpha, and I don't know why they couldn't do them in alphabetical order, but they didn't. So you go from beta to alpha, alpha to theta, theta to delta. And everybody's experienced this. I think one of the best common experiences people have had is you're laying on the couch. You just you're not really asleep, but you're like, oh. And everybody's going, "Don't wake Robin up, because she's asleep." And you're thinking, "I'm not asleep. I hear you." But your toes are cold and you just can't, you can't reach down and pull up that blanket. And that's when you're in that whole alpha and theta. And the alpha is like, I can't really open my eyes and I'm so comfortable. As we go down into theta, that whole motor skills shuts down, begins to shut down. I can't get the blanket. I know I know my toes are really cold, but I just can't. And then finally you go into delta.
Wow.
Yeah. So those are the brain waves.
Okay.
And where I really move my clients to is that alpha theta region, because that's where the learning is. That's where
They're receptive.
the subconscious mind is open and receptive and listening and will accept what is good and beneficial for you. Will not accept if it's not good or beneficial for you.
Okay. So what personality is the hardest for you to actually hypnotize? I know there are personalities that...
Okay. It's not that it's harder, it's that it takes a different approach.
Okay.
And so the people who come in and want to be like, oh yes, I want to float and drift and dream and they're great, right? Because it's like they got their eyes closed before I even start, right? They're just like, woo, let's go. The analytical, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this will work for me. I'm just not sure. I don't know. Right. They're having that tangle, if you will. You're analytical people.
Okay.
But all it takes is to keep that little analytical mind happy. And you can actually give the analytical mind a task and say, run off and do that task. You don't need to listen to me. Go run off and do that task. And while the little analytical mind runs off and does the task, I'm talking to the subconscious mind.
That is very awesome.
How long does a session last?
Well, usually it can be anywhere from 15 or more. It just depends on the work you're doing.
Okay.
If it's a really basic, let's have an introduction to hypnosis. What does this feel like? I want to experience it. It's going to be on the 15-minute side. You're doing releasing work, like I am unworthy and I know where this came from and I really want to let go of it. Now we're talking longer.
Oh,
and it varies by person.
Do people come to you if they have to have surgery and they're terrified? Is that like a big one?
Thank you so much for asking, because a lot of people think about the smoking and the weight and the anxiety and the sleep, and that's all wonderful. But pre and post surgery, basically, here's the deal. Your subconscious mind is your best friend.
Right.
You were born with this best friend, and it actually has a job, and that is to keep you alive. And so a lot of times people think their subconscious mind is fighting them. It's not fighting them. It is simply got a different picture of what you want to do. Like you decided I'm on a diet, but I'm upset about something, and it says, oh, let me make you happy with a piece of cake. So your subconscious mind is not only in charge of like the thoughts, but it's also in charge of your autonomic nervous system. So when you go in pre-surgery and you say, okay, subconscious mind, this is what's going to happen, and maybe you need to have an incision, versus like a lip. Whatever. You are like a puncture wound.
Right. Something painful.
But you tell the subconscious mind, this is what's going to happen. This is the benefit of what's going to happen. It is for our best and highest good. They've done studies. People who had as little as 15 minutes hypnosis before surgery. And what they found on those people versus the ones who did not is that their incisions were like fine lines. They were perfect.
So like their body reacted?
Because the subconscious mind understood that this was for their best and highest good, whereas the people who didn't have it, man, that scalpel came against the skin, and the skin tightened up, and now there's a ragged incision.
That is heavy. The mind is so strong.
Oh, it's
wow.
Amazing. And I don't think this is true now. I don't know why, but at some point in time in California, maybe that explains it, but Blue Cross Blue Shield provided hypnosis CDs to their patients who had surgery scheduled because they went through the surgery faster, they needed less medication, they healed faster, and it saved them $3,000.
Well, I think you just answered your own question. They needed less medication. Pharmaceutical probably got involved.
What's interesting about that, because also studies show that if you visualize that you're working out and you just visualize yourself working out, you actually have, it's a small percentage, but you do gain muscle mass just from that visualization.
Yes.
So it's interesting that you're going through the subconscious to help with that visualization.
Well, here's the whole reason. The brain does not know the difference between
what's real
we
and what's
sillily call reality and what it experiences as reality. And here's the great thing that we have as an example. Just imagine for a moment, anybody who's not driving a car, you can close your eyes and imagine a big, fat, yellow, juicy lemon. And you cut it, and the juice kind of pops up, and then you cut off a slice and you put it in your mouth, and you're really sucking that, and now pay attention, you should be starting to salivate.
Right.
Because your brain doesn't know you didn't just put a piece of lemon in your mouth.
That is excellent.
So the virtual gastric band, I walk people through having the band surgically placed on their stomach as though it actually happened in 3 dimensions. But the brain experiences it, and so now it acts as if you have the band on your stomach and you eat less reflexively, automatically.
What's interesting with that? So if I wanted to do that, how many sessions would I have to have with you in order to?
The program, my virtual gastric band program, is 8 sessions, but it takes 4 to 5 months. Because we have some sessions in the beginning, get you off on the right foot, and then we're really checking in.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
I know we've got to go in a few minutes, but I'd love to hear about one of your most successful gastric band, because I know you have one. At least. And that would be very cool.
So we'll take a break, and we'll hear about relationships.
Oh yeah, the man thing is definitely, we're going to save the best for last. How to manifest a man. But not just a man, a good man.
The right man.
Absolutely.
And I will be making an appointment. So we'll take a break, and then we'll find out about more of her.
A virtual gastric band?
And we'll talk a little bit about that, and then
sprinkle a little bit about everything.
We still got a lot to cover. We got a lot to cover.
So we'll be back shortly.
All right.
Injured on the job? For the past 3 decades, Orango Chiropractic Clinic has been treating patients who have been injured on the job, in automobiles, while playing sports, or at home. As a result, the clinic has expert personnel who can help you with your workers' compensation or automobile claim to ensure that you receive the best health care and benefits. We welcome and offer same-day service to most workers' compensation and personal injury cases, and honor many other insurance plans. To find out if yours is among them, simply give us a call at 713-868-6166, and we'll be happy to check for you. If your insurance plan doesn't cover chiropractic care, or if you're not presently insured, we offer other payment options that will make seeking treatment easy. Call us for the health of it at 713-868-6166, or for more information, visit us at HoustonChiroClinic.com. 713-868-6166.
1540 AM and 101.7 FM Houston, Pasadena, Clear Lake, Galveston.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
At Arango Chiropractic Clinic, you discover the true wellness lifestyle. We will show you the natural way to better health. We are convinced that after one visit to our office, you will see why chiropractic is the safe and effective alternative to most back surgeries. We provide a whole host of solutions to help you get over your current condition. Chiropractic care covers a wide range of issues, including neck pain, back pain, numbness, sciatica, and much more. Dr. Arango has helped thousands of people experience natural healing without surgery or drugs. If you are looking for a skilled chiropractic doctor, call 713-868-6166. Come and see why Arango Chiropractic Clinic is different from other healthcare providers in Houston. We are interested in your long-term health and wellness, not just a quick fix to mask back pain or neck pain. For the health of it, please call 713-868-6166.
Contact us at 713-868-6166, or for more information, visit our website at HoustonChiroClinic.com. 713-868-6166.
1540.
Just to get by, are you looking for some blue sky? How you living? How you living? Are you living just to get by? Are you looking for some blue sky?
Well, welcome back. So we're still here drinking our tea.
That's right. And we're with Robin Roberts, who is our special guest today, who is a consulting hypnotist.
Yes, ma'am.
And how you ladies enjoying your tea?
I am loving this tea.
This is kind of our second round.
Yes. Well, this peach tea is just fabulous. And tea is just so, tea itself can be very hypnotizing.
Now, what does that mean?
Well, I
should know, but the hypnotism, that's your field.
Well, tea is very ritualistic.
Okay. Yes,
and
it is.
There are many rituals, of course, the Japanese tea ceremony. But at one point in my life, I was married to a British gentleman. And you know, we always have our tea. We have to have our tea. If anything is absolutely wrong, you sit down and have a cup of tea with a little milk and a little sugar in it, and it solves all the problems of the world.
That's very
Just ask any Brit, they will tell you that a cup of tea, a cuppa,
C-U-P-P-A, right?
Yes. So and hypnosis works, something like tea works, because we have expectations. And because we have the expectation of, I will feel calmer when I have this tea, we do. People who smoke cigarettes. Why do you smoke a cigarette? Oh, I smoke a cigarette to take a break, or I'm really mad, so it calms me down. People, nicotine is a stimulant. How does that calm you down? You know what calms them down? Their expectation that they will be calmed down, their belief. And so when someone comes to work with me, that's what we're changing, is the belief. Because they have a picture of this bad habit doing something for them that works for them.
That's great. So another great reason why you should adopt the tea ritual.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Well, you know, because I'm drinking the menopause tea. That's really
She's
making
trying
me
it out.
be real calm.
Yeah.
So, do you ever deal with women with menopause? Is that anything you ever?
Yes, it is great for hot flashes.
Yeah.
There is let's remember that the subconscious mind is also in control of the autonomic nervous system. So it gives the direct, like when you cut your finger, you don't go, okay, bleed, clean out that cut. Okay, now knit that skin back to it. You don't do any of that. You just go on your merry way, put a Band-Aid on, whatever you're going to do. And it's the subconscious mind that is directing the systems. It knows how you were built. It has the blueprint, right? Just imagine your subconscious mind running back, checking the blueprint. Okay, that's what we're going to do. And then it runs back and it gets everything fixed up. And if we have that expectation, if we operate from that expectation, and get out of the way of the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind can create great healing and great health.
So it's the same principle as affirmations, daily affirmations. It's the same principle. You're telling yourself how it's going to be, or is that different?
Okay.
It's different?
It's different only from this. Poor affirmations. The word is
they say words have power.
They do, and the issue with affirmations, as most people hear that word now, is I'm good, I'm strong, I'm healthy, I don't believe a dang word I just said. And that's the problem. That's how people are using affirmations. And that is, you've got to start where you are.
Right.
I may not, maybe I'm not feeling tip-top 100%. But I know my body has the blueprints. I know my subconscious mind is powerful and always in my corner. Therefore, I can release my subconscious mind to create great health in me. And because it is for me, it will do this. See the difference between just like, and doggone it, I like myself.
So that's a great segue into what I immediately thought of. What's his name? Stuart
Smiley.
I loved him so much. And you're too young to know who that is. So that's a good segue into the virtual gastric band. How did you get this dude? All right, first of all, how big was he?
Okay, first of all, who is Stuart?
See, I told you.
He was on Saturday Night Live.
It was Al Franken. And it was Al Franken.
And they sat him in front of a mirror.
Oh, it was awesome.
And he would say, I like myself. Oh, I'm doggone.
And
anyway, it was making fun of affirmations. It was not supporting them.
He lived in his mom's basement, and so he was trying his best.
And the best one, do you remember? Was it Michael Jordan? He had Michael Jordan come on and do affirmations. It was very funny.
That was one of my favorites.
So now everybody's off on YouTube.
We can find it on YouTube.
Easy.
Everybody's off on YouTube looking for it now. So Patrick was my virtual gastric band client. I have had others, but Patrick, this young man was 23 years old. And first of all, I thought he was much older because, I'm sorry, weight ages you.
Right.
So he was just 23 years old. He weighed 444 pounds. And he made the decision. We were in a networking group together. He understood what I did, and he made the decision to come and do virtual gastric band with me. And it took a while to kind of click in. We did a couple sessions, and we're kind of like, like not quite getting a really good, strong start. But about the 6th week, man, everything started really coming together. It took a year and a half. But he dropped 185 pounds, a whole nother person.
Wow.
Thank God, bigger than me. And also notice, I said he dropped. He didn't lose it because he doesn't want to find it again. Words are important.
Yeah.
When we lose something, keys, wallet, money, we want to find it. We do not want to find weight.
When you drop it, you drop it.
You drop it, you let it go. So he dropped that, and it has been 4 years now. He now lives in Colorado. He has a completely different life. He's kept that weight off. He's out there hiking and healthy and kayaking and all these crazy things. But I mean, it changed his life.
So you gave him his life
It changed his life. And that was the most wonderful thing. On a Thanksgiving, he wrote me that, I had given him his life back. And of course, the truth is he gave himself his life back.
But you were the vessel.
I was the door.
So when you saw, was it a shift in how he was relating himself to food that you noticed, or was it a shift that he said, hey, now I can see, or now I'm reacting differently?
It was how I think it was about taking control of himself. That he realized it wasn't the food that was coming to him, it was him coming to the food. And it was like, I don't need to do that. And there are life shifts in there, because especially with food, man, here's the thing. If you come to me to stop smoking, you don't need to smoke to live. And so that's pretty straightforward. But you have to eat to live. And so it's just so much more nuanced, because in our culture, in most cultures, I think, you eat to celebrate, you eat to commiserate, you eat if you're sad, you eat if you're happy, you eat if you're bored. And so there are just so many layers to that onion that we got to get the first ones out of there. And here's an interesting one. You eat to protect yourself. Because if I'm overweight, that will keep people away from me. Especially in relationships. I don't want a man because I'm afraid of a relationship.
Because that's interesting because the 4 agreements.
Yes.
And it talks about domestication. And so and when it comes to that relationship with food, it might be some family stuff because that's how you learn to eat.
Oh, absolutely.
And so maybe there's even some deeper issues that you're really looking to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, really, dropping weight is not about food.
Right.
Dropping weight is about your value of yourself and what you're trying to fill. And when you work that out, and that's, everybody wants a quick fix, right? I don't want to look at that part when I was, 12 and I was the fat one in class, and I don't want to look at that. That's the path. But something happened there. Right. That's the place where it began. And so releasing that frees you. And so there are a lot of layers to it. It's not just about, I won't eat the cake, because that is never going to work.
No, it's not.
Never going to work.
So how does Patrick keep it off? Has he learned to hypnotize himself?
Well,
or it's just
he has
changed
through
his
that, but
entire...
he changed how he relates with food.
And it's just like me never smoking again. Once you change it, you don't need to keep going.
That's right. You get upset, do you run for a cigarette?
Not at
Does
all.
it even cross your mind?
No, it doesn't.
No, and that's what I
some tea.
There you go. There you go. And that's when someone comes to me, it's like the goal here is for you to think like a smoke-free person.
Right.
I mean, I used to smoke, me personally. When I get upset, it never crosses my mind to have a cigarette.
Hey, did you hypnotize yourself?
Well, funnily enough, I stopped a long time ago before I was a hypnotist, but I did in a way because here's the deal for me, and this is the old-fashioned kind of hypnotism that I wasn't knowing I was doing hypnotism, but I imagined myself laying in a coffin and gripping a pack of cigarettes. Wow. And I thought, really? I'm willing to trade my life for that? And that was it.
That's beautiful.
And that's how it can just be like that. I had a gal whose brother gave her first cigarette. So for her, smoking was, I'm approved, I'm older, I'm grown up now.
Right.
So in hypnosis, we had her brother turn around and say, you don't have to smoke anymore. And never smoked again.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So it's all about the mind shift, and that's with all of them, right?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. So when are we going to talk about the man thing? Although I'm happily married, I want the people out who are
You're just
listening.
a natural matchmaker, aren't you?
Well, you know what? I am. My husband said I'm terrible at it because a couple of times that I did do some matchmaking, it was a disaster. So I need to stop doing that.
No,
but I
you
still
should
love to
make a
see people,
decision.
on the Libra. We like love. We enjoy the idea of love.
Of course we do.
Yeah, so I absolutely am very interested in finding out how women can find a good man, or a man can find a good woman.
Yes, that's right. It doesn't matter which gender you're working with.
Yes, a gender can find a good gender.
I'm like, we're treading.
We really want to have. We want to have connection. Whatever that
Well, we
looks like.
crave it, and
Right.
then we have experiences in our life that teach us to be aware or wary of them. But, and this is just going to be like, oh no, you didn't really say that, did you? But there's one person you got to love before you can love anybody else.
And that's, wow.
Right.
100%.
Because, and I will grant you, there are plenty of us out there who don't love ourselves 100%.
Right.
I mean, it's a life's work.
Yeah.
Let's get very real about that. It is a life's work, because even if I love myself 100% right in this moment, I might do something dumb in 5 minutes and then have this little, oh my God. So, but to understand who is best for you, right? Because otherwise you're filling in a need that maybe not be healthy.
More carnal.
With or that. Yeah. But you're looking for someone to fill a need. If you come to someone with your needs, like I am whole in and of myself, you're going to attract another person who is whole in and of themselves. Because a needy person, you attract a needy person, you're gonna be like, whoa, that person's like way too needy. And everybody's had that experience, right?
yes.
The one who won't leave you alone and send you to an end, and can't stop texting you, and it's like, oh my God, let me breathe. Stop.
But for someone who's not really don't love themselves, they may say, oh, he really loves me. I need that. Someone who needs validation. Maybe.
Or if you feel as though you don't deserve
Yes.
that. Like, I deserve this for him to slap me. That's,
That's
right. That's what I deserve.
Or I grew up seeing that.
Right. Exactly.
That's what love means. And I know consciously people are going to go, what?
Yeah.
No, I know better than that.
But
your
real.
Subconscious doesn't. And here's an interesting fact about your subconscious. It's about 5 years old. Even those of us who are more than 5 years old. It is just a child. It thinks like a child. It's literal. That's why kids are funny, because they're literal, right? I'm going to run to the store, and I get in the car, and then I come home, and the kid says, I thought you were running to the store. I was like, you didn't run. That's right, you didn't run. So that's how your subconscious mind thinks, literally. So if it has had an experience where, whoa, that hurt, or I felt jeopardized, or conversely, that's the way I should be treated, that's how a man treats a woman, or a woman treats a man, whichever, then that's who's in there making decisions. It's not your conscious mind.
Okay.
So is that why they say that you develop basically your personality by 5? Because of subconscious? Or, like you can look at someone's past, look at their childhood and see trauma and see where they were. And what is that saying? Show me the man at 7, I'll tell you who the man is, or vice versa, however that quote goes.
Right, because this is the grounding, this is the soil they were planted in.
Right.
And, certainly some of us moved to different pots, but we have some dirt on our roots, and but it does form us, because we are born formless in that sense. We're only afraid of 2 things: falling and loud noises. We have no fear. We have enthusiasm. Oh, and here's the thing. We have persistence. We have persistence until it is removed from us. I mean, there is no little kid who won't ask for what it is they want 50 times, driving you out of your mind.
Right.
But oh my gosh, can you imagine as an adult to have that kind of persistence with a little more, socially acceptable veneer? But we get rebuffed by a prospective relationship or a prospective colleague, and we're like, oh no, they don't like, and we are like, or we take an idea to the boss, and he's, okay, never mind. Just imagine if we had the kind of persistence that we were born with.
Right. So what is it that you do for corporate America? You mentioned the boss. So do you do work with corporate America as well, don't you? Or organizations?
Well, my practice at this moment has been very much on individuals.
Okay, one-on-one. Okay.
However, I do have a new program that I'm just creating. And it's really for that person who's kind of right on the edge. Like they're there, but something's holding them back. And if they could only, they want to have this morning routine, but they can't seem to get there. And they've tried everything, right? They've tried the Tony Robbins and this guru and that program. And I mean, I know, I've been there. And none of them really understand me, the person.
Right.
So I envision coming alongside that potential, wow, I'm just like right on the brink of mastery, but I keep knocking myself out of the way and coming right alongside them and being there to help them move over that, create those new habits, and then soar.
Okay, that's pretty cool. All right.
Well, let's take a little break right here.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and find out even more.
Yes, because I know you have other things that you're doing right now.
Because I still want to find out about the tapping.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
So if we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about tapping.
Talk about tapping. Good alliteration.
Stay tuned.
This is Dr. Gabriel Arango with Arango Chiropractic Clinic. And today I'd like to inform you that doctors of chiropractic are primary contact healthcare providers who provide essential care, including but not limited to managing acute and urgent musculoskeletal condition. These services are critical for managing cases that otherwise could end up in the emergency rooms, worsening an already difficult situation. It is important to note that chiropractic services also keep in place health care providers, first responders, and others who have physically strenuous jobs that support critical infrastructure, such as truck drivers who continue to ensure that America's healthcare and food supplies get to where they are needed during the COVID-19 pandemic. This information was brought to you by Arango Chiropractic Clinic and Edge Radio, 1540 AM and 101.7 FM.
Okay. And we are back. I am Robin B. We have Dr. Kiva here, of course, and our special guest today is Robin Roberts, certified consulting hypnotist. Yes. And we're about to talk about something super cool right now, which is tapping.
Tapping.
And there's another word for it.
Emotional freedom technique.
Okay.
It was created, discovered, it's one of those, I'm not sure which really, by a gentleman who was a psychologist, I believe, and then another gentleman had a huge aha moment. His name was Gary Craig, and he took it to the next level, and now you'll find Nick and Jessica Ortner. They've got a movie, and tapping is all about kind of resetting your circuitry. So when I explain this to clients, it's like, okay, you are a circuit, right? Our heart beats electrical.
Right.
So you're a circuit, and in certain cases, you have a big kink in your circuit. Think about something that happened to you once that was completely embarrassing, like so humiliating, and you can bring it up, right? You get that gut punch, if you will. That is where the circuitry is kinked. And so this process of tapping works on Chinese meridians, the acupuncture meridians.
Right.
And this is a whole show in and of itself.
Right.
But you move down these meridians and you are using words that relate to the issue you're having, and it's like that kink gets straightened out. So that now, as you've moved down, you're kind of resetting the circuitry, so you can still remember that humiliating or embarrassing event, but you don't get that emotional piece. So that's the emotional freedom technique. Because people will call me and go, I want to come to you because I want to forget about my ex-husband or my boyfriend or whatever. and here's the deal. I say, can't help you do that, because that experience in your life happened for a reason.
Right.
And if you were to, even if you could, which I would never do that, erase it from your life, what about the gift? What about the lessons? You need to move there, because you're never beyond it until you can look back and go, here's what I got from that situation. So releasing those emotions, and tapping is a way to do that. So you have the memory, but you don't have that breathtaking emotion.
Yeah, it's almost like Reiki for the meridians, because you're moving energy.
Yes,
and
all these things are so related. I mean, if you get up every morning and do a nice little tapping routine, you are clearing everything for the day.
Wow.
So that's something that I, might work with a client to. Let's create this morning routine. Let's do this tapping. Let's do this meditation, and get the day gone off on the right foot. Because back to expectations, what are you expecting from your day? If you're waking up going, oh man, then you're going to get an oh man kind of day. The happiness fairy is not going to come oh, I'm going to let you be happy.
Right. So when you tap, are you saying something or you're simply just tapping?
Yes, and it depends on the issue. Like, oh, if it were that embarrassing thing, you might be going, oh, embarrassment, humiliation, embarrassment. And it sounds kind of counterintuitive,
Right.
but it's
Yeah.
like you are neutralizing
Okay.
it. And as you go through this process, you go through it several times, then you're really speaking the words that are coming to you. So you might be going, I'm feeling proud. I know that I learned a lot from that, and what I now know is that I am stronger and able to. So you move it to that place.
Because you've heard of Louise Hay.
Oh,
yeah. So,
yes.
So because it's said that you hold those emotions in certain areas and they do show up. So I could see how tapping.
Cancer.
Yeah.
Yes,
So I could see
yes.
how that could move, and maybe they would even feel better in their whole body just by releasing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You, almost without exception, you feel lighter because you've been dragging this pack of emotional rocks and bricks all over with you, and you didn't even know it.
And that's called baggage.
Yeah.
Baggage is heavy.
Yeah.
And that's why you
And
like this.
when you let it go, it's like, oh man, I feel awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Speaking of awesome, you are, and we're going to have to bring you back because
For
we're
sure,
almost
for
out of
sure.
time. But we need to let the people know that Robin has some amazing offers right now.
Yes.
And
well,
how to get in contact with you.
Yes. Oh, yes.
absolutely. Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you.
My website is RR, as in Robin Roberts, RR, the Mind Powers with an S.com. The Mind Powers, because the mind powers everything. That's how you can remember it.
It's a battery.
The mind powers everything. So themindpowers.com. And if you go to my website, you can click right there on the button and schedule a 30-minute free consultation with me. And, you know, if you just want to ask me questions, I'm cool with that. I love talking about it. If you want to say, I have this problem, I don't know if hypnosis might help, I'm cool, I'll talk with that. And I will tell you, if I think, wow, you know what, that might be
you're very
something
honest.
you
I like
need
that.
to work with a psychologist or something, I will tell you that. And so I'm here for you. I'm here to serve. Yeah.
So I'll be talking to you for 30 minutes.
Yeah, she gets that. And then she's going to come to my house and pick up some tea.
Exactly. I'm gonna be
Group calls. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I had a blast.
Yeah. We hope you guys learned something today, and please look for Robin to come back, but also take a free deal. Take advantage of the 30-minute free consultation. And Dr. Kiva, I'm so happy you're back.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else you want to say before we take off?
Just how you living?
Live well. All right. Peace.
Peace.
Are you ready to be pushed over the edge? Edge Radio, coming soon to 1540 AM and 101.7 FM Houston, Pasadena, Clear Lake, Galveston. Been feeling a little edgy lately? Listen to Edge Radio. That'll push you over the top. 1540 AM and 101.7 FM.
They say singing can help you remember things, so here's some tips for parents out there during these tough times. Number 1. Make sure your kids wash their hands for 20 seconds after they've coughed or sneezed or been outside. 2. Virtual play dates. Social and physical distancing can help save lives. 3. Tell them they're safe and show your love and pride. Yes, we'll get through this together. Find out more at coronavirus.gov. A message from the CDC and the Ad Council.
Advertising doesn't cost you money, it makes you money.
Well, give us a call. 281-744-0446. 281-744-0446.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working. Who, me? Text and whatever, just don't text and drive.